everyone, it's Rachel and today I thought I would film a brand new charm update for you and show you all the recent creations I've made with polymer clay. So let's get started. I think I'll begin with the succulent inspired creations. So I've got a few of these. So here they are. This one I kept for myself. I recently had a shop restock that included a whole bunch of little succulent gardens in bottle caps, and this one was like a kind of like beach themed because it has some resin to look like water and it's got a little shell, and I really liked the layout of this one, so I decided to make an extra one to keep for myself. So that's that one. I then also made these little succulents and I put them in a seashell. And then around the outside I've just got some polymer clay sand and yeah, just 3 little succulents in the shell. I then have this singular one which I actually made a tutorial on, so I'll leave that link down below. It's just a really simple design because a lot of people were asking me how I made them, so I thought I'd film a video on it, and it's just on this like little granite base, and it's just a simple green one with some chalk pastels dusted for like the ends. And then I have this little guy which is kind of like a little kawaii potted plant succulent. So it's just a regular little white pot with a face, and then again just the simple design succulent, and I put some sand around the outside of that one. So there's all the succulent inspired designs. Then I have these flag charms that I made before I went overseas a couple of months ago. If you haven't seen the vlog for that, I'll leave it linked down in the description box. But basically I made some flags for the countries that I'm in and the ones that I'm going to, because I was really excited about the trip, of course. So I live in Australia, so I made a kawaii Australian flag. That's what that one looks like. I then went to Canada, so here's a little Canadian flag with the little maple leaf in the center. And then I also went to New York for a week, so I decided to make the US flag. And that's what that one looks like. And they're all glazed with resin too, so they're really shiny, and yeah. Then I have a few different donut designs. So, which one will I start with? This one. So this one here I made was when I was trying to sort of get back into clay after I broke my collarbone. So this one was actually made with one hand only. So I'm quite happy about how it turned out. It's like a little kitty donut, and it's got a like a unicorn horn, and I was also trying out some of my Pearl X that I got overseas. So like the crown and some of the little roses are dusted with those. And yeah, I just really love how it turned out. I love the colors. On this one I actually only glazed like the icing part, so the donut is like a matte still textured finish, so it kind of looks a bit more realistic. And yeah. Then I have this one, and I was just trying to make a kind of mermaid sort of inspired cupcake. So I used light pink clay for the icing, and then I indented it with an eye pin actually to make the little textured parts, and I dusted it with some pigments, but it's really hard to see. And also on this color clay you can't see the mouth because I decided to make it white for some reason, so it's a little bit hard to see, but that's what that one looks like. I then have this one, which is like a little succulent inspired, oh I should have put that with the succulent charms, but anyway, this is a succulent inspired donut. So the icing is grey granite, it's got little plant there with some sand, and yeah, the back's just normal. And then for the last donut design, I just had this really simple one with pink icing, and it's got some glitter, and this one was in my simple donut tutorial actually. So if you haven't already seen that, I'll leave that link down below. Then next up I have some little hedgehog charms to show you. So I'm not sure if you remember, but in my last charm update I included the very first hedgehog charm that I made, and then these are some others that I've made since then. So these were they're all painted charms. I call these watercolor hedgehogs because I make them just with plain white clay, and then I paint them, and I try to make the spikes, this one's probably a better example, I try to make the spikes have like blended colors so it looks like kind of watercolory. Yeah, so they're all made with plain clay. I painted them with acrylic paints and then they're all glazed with UV resin. So I'll just go through each of those. This one here is, I tried to use like kind of like pastel colors. So this one has pink, blue and yellow on the spikes and they're all kind of like blended together. And then it's got a little painted face. I then have this one which I really like, and again succulent inspired, so just a regular little face, and then I made the spikes green and I painted just the tips of them in red to look like a succulent. So I love how that one turned out. I then have this one which has a few different shades of purple on the spikes, and then the tips have gold painted on them because I really love the way that purple and gold looks, so I thought I would try that out. I then have this one which is kind of like meant to be a little pink princess unicorn one, so it's actually got a sparkly little unicorn horn, and unlike the rest it has a very light coloured body and it actually has a little gold star there if you can see that. And then the spikes have a few different colours of pink and a tiny bit of purple, and the tips are also painted with gold to make it look extra magical. And then of course the final one I have to show you is this one, and this one is a galaxy inspired. So just a regular painted body, and then the spikes have different colours of black, dark blue and purple, which is a little bit hard to see in this lighting, and then I splattered it with some white paint to look like stars. Next up, I thought I'd just quickly show you this necklace because I actually forgot to do it in my last charm update. So this is a beaded necklace and it's just on a ball chain. I actually made a video on this featuring the Fimo clay that was sent to me. So I really love how the colours on this turned out, and if you want to check out the video, I'll leave it linked down below on how I made this. Next up, I've made a few more loaded cupcake charms, and these ones are more naturey themed than the other ones which were like sweet inspired. So here I have like a garden themed one. So on top it's just got some little rocks, a clover, a rose, a leaf, some little mushrooms or toadstools, and the icing is actually meant to be textured like grass. It's got a green base and then just a normal kawaii cupcake face. This one here is sort of similar. It's more of a forest theme one though. So the icing is granite clay, and then I've got like a little tree stump. There's some flowers, an acorn, a toadstool, and it's also got a green base. And then a little face, which rhymes. And then the last one here is a beach themed one. It's a blue swirly base, and then on top it's got some like sand for the icing. There's some rocks with a little bit of like moss on them. There's a few different shells and a little red starfish as well. So that's what those three look like, the little nature loaded cupcakes. I then have these donuts here which were in a Sophie and Toffee Owls box video. So they look plain now, but they've actually got colour changing pigments in them. So if I put UV light on the icing, it changes the colour, which is really cool. So this one up here is like the mint one. As you can see, this one's changed to blue. This one is the pink one. And then this one should be the purple one. So I thought that was super cool how they can change colour, and it really makes the like the little drizzle that I put stand out. So they do look like just regular white cupcakes, but then when you either put them in the sun or under a UV, like artificial UV light, they darken up and yeah, change colour. I then just have this simple Yoda chibi charm, and I've actually made one of these a really long time ago, but I remade it for Star Wars Day, which was back on May the 4th. So that's just what he looks like. Very simple, but I love the way that it turned out. There's then these little kitty scoops of ice cream. So this one here on the left is actually the first one I made. I decided to do a vanilla and chocolate scoop, but I didn't really like the way it turned out. The faces weren't positioned like in the center, if you can see from that angle. So I decided to remake it in like a pastel version, but I actually think I like the shape of the ice cream better than on this one, but I like the colors better than that one. I don't know. So they've both got their flaws. But while we're on the topic of ice cream things, I have these two kawaii little like snow cones in a cup. I'm not quite sure what they're called, but I have seen other people make something similar. And yeah, they're made out of clay. For the ice, I actually used some like fake ice that was sent to me by Amy, or Little Surprises YT. So that's what I use for the ice, and then they're glazed with UV resin. So this one's a rainbow one, and then this one was kind of like pink lemonade inspired. So you can see the base is a mixture of pink and yellow, and then the ice is pink, and then it's got like a little lemon and kind of like a little grapefruit, I guess. I then have this little kawaii drink here, which is like yellow and orange themed with a little cherry on top, and this was also made for a video. I was then really inspired to make something kind of more magical by Jamie, or Lemon Tea Charm on Instagram. If you haven't already seen her creations, you should definitely check them out. She has a YouTube channel as well, and her creations are just beyond amazing. Anyway, so I decided to come up with some like fairy animals. So this is the very first one that I made, and the actual animal is made using polymer clay, and then the wings are made using resin. So I really love the idea for these. That's just what the back looks like. It's kind of a little bit messy because it was my first one, and I don't know, still just experimenting with it. I didn't actually use like any sort of mold for the wings. They're just like free-handed on some baking paper, and then I cured them really quickly so they'd stay in shape. And then I made the animal, or like this, in this case, a little kitty, and then just stuck the wings on the back. And then the other two that I currently have are these ones. So for this one, the wings are like a pastel gradient with lots of glitter, and the little animal is a bunny. So she's a pastel bunny. She's got some like a little flower and some leaves on her head, and she's actually got some glitter on her head and ears as well. One, I made some darker wings which have a gradient from purple to blue to black, which you can see, and they've got some star glitter in the background. So I decided to make this one a black witch kitty, as you can see. So she's holding a little broomstick. I put a little moon on her body, and then she's got this little witch's hat on, which has a few different like little metal pieces as well, just for decoration. While I was using my black clay, I decided to make some black and hollow sort of inspired charms. So this one here is a little kitty head, and as you can see, it's got a unicorn horn. It's actually covered with holographic powder, which you can't tell in this lighting at all. And then I made some kind of like little scales, and these are hexagonal shaped hollow glitters, which again, you can't actually see the hollow in this lighting, which is very sad because it is very pretty. And then this one over here, I don't know if you remember, but was it last year or the year before, I was making some little chubby dragons, and I called these dragonlets. So this is the same type of thing, but it's a black and hollow one. Main body on this is black clay, and then I made the features like the wings and the tummy and the little horns. I made them covered in hollow powder pigments. The spikes are just a pearl color, and then I tried to do like the little scaly parts again using the hollow glitter, which does look really nice when you can tell that it's actually hollow. Here I have this charm, and this is a sheep, or a Shiba Inu head, and this was inspired by a like crazy amazing drawer on Instagram. I'll put the name up here somewhere so you can check them out if you like, but they basically do like a bunch of different cute little drawings, and I was really inspired to make like a dog one, so that's what I chose. And finally, the very last things I have to show you today are just some Denim Fill YouTubey sort of inspired charms. This one here is a Denim Fill peas in a pod, which I love the way this turned out. It's really shiny because, again, I glazed it with resin. And then in the pod are just two little chibi heads, and we've got Dan on the left and Phil on the right. So I just made some simple star charms. So I have some Denim Fill whisker charms from their pin-off videos. So I made a white one with black details and a black one with white details. And then finally just this little red star, which is a YouTube play button. And there you have it. That's everything I have to show you for this charm update. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe for more crafty videos, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys. This is the fun part of the video that you guys never get to see, sorting them into my collection box, which is, I enjoy it because of the sound when you drop them in. It makes a really satisfying noise, and it feels like I've accomplished something because I get to fill up my box, which is a little weird, I know, but if you've done it, then you understand.